Today is the day of the end fight on the Biscuit SMP. Me and a few other players rode by Happy Gas to the end portal. Me and my teammate were the first ones to go towards the portal, so I put down a cake as one last symbol of peace before we all go to fight. It is time for the end fight to start. The first thing I did was pearl away just so I didn't get knocked off. I then built up for the first crystal. The dragon had other ideas. I then got into my first fight with another player in Phil Neverite, and I hadn't used my potions yet, so I didn't want to fight him yet, and he had a lot of damage. So I had to just build up and hope for the best, but it wasn't really going successful. I also lost my water, so my only other idea was to just start building up. I started hunting down the kid that took 2 pieces of cake. He tried to fight back, but it wasn't really that hard to kill him. My teammate was being chased by Brave Relic, but I had to go try save my teammate, but his sword was very powerful and it did 2 hearts of damage per hit, and I almost died. I did have totems, however, so I knew I was safe. So I popped the gapple and got ready to fight him. My teammate managed to get a kill on Stan. I built up again and then used my race to do a lot of damage on him. He was low now, so I started to go on the attack. He had to pearl away, and he had to use one of his notch apples. This was bad for me though, because I had no notch apples, and it meant that he had way better chances of beating me. To my complete surprise, my teammate came on to try save me, giving me just the amount of time to escape. I thought about saving him, but it wasn't worth it. But then I rethought about it and realised he would do it for me, and I couldn't let him die, but I fought too late, and now it was just a 1v1. So I decided to build up again and try hide. I had to pop another gapple just to be in the same level as him. The dragon went to hit him and he was popping a notch apple, but I tried to mace him, but he got a hit, meaning I wasn't able to get him, which meant I had to run. At this time he used his potions, and I haven't used mine, which meant he was doing a lot more damage than me and he was healing faster than me. He then went for the dragon, so I was able to heal up a bit. I also decided to just go for the dragon for a bit. I also tried to recover some of my teammates' stuff because we worked hard on getting him it. I managed to get most of his armor by the time he came back, but I did have to drop my trident, which I also worked hard for and I kind of needed later on. But it was worth it for my teammate because he did sacrifice for me after all. But now that he was able to get his gear back, that meant he could actually fight again. So I dropped him all his stuff, which for some reason he couldn't find his helmet, which meant someone else must have picked it up, but at least he had a sword, and that sword can do a lot of damage because it has sharpness 5. I went to attack the dragon again, and my teammate was also there. That meant even though he didn't have very good stuff, my teammate could also help me in the fight, which gave me way better odds. We were trying to kill the dragon, but then I realised there were still crystals left, which for some reason we forgot to kill. At this time the cake kid was also back in the end, so me, him and my teammate Lucid were able to start taking down the crystals. Dan also appeared again, but this time he got beds and he started trying to do a lot of damage to the dragon, but he got himself killed while doing that. I started building up to get to another crystal, but then the dragon decided to attack me again for no reason. I did perform this clean water bucket clutch there. And then I started using the water to get up. Now that there was no crystals left, we were all starting to just kill the dragon, and then we killed it. I decided to try to get most of the XP. My teammate and the cave dude died. I did manage to get a lot of it. But then I started getting jumped for some reason. I don't really know why, but it's okay. Without me or Brave Relic noticing, this player that ran past me, Stan, was actually going for the end gateway. He was going to try be the first player with an Elytra, so he snuck in through the gateway, while me and Brave Relic were going for the Dragon Egg. Both of our inventories were full, but I was first to notice, meaning I was able to get the Dragon Egg. I started running because I knew that he really wanted it, so he was going to start trying to kill me, which I was right about. I tried to get him to stop, but he just went for it. So I had to try run for the gateway. But without my pearls, it wasn't going to be easy, because I swapped them out to try get the torch for the Dragon Egg. At this point, I was actually starting to get low, and without my pearls again, I just couldn't really do much. But then my teammate Lucid Sloth comes back, and he tries to help me, and he actually gains me a little bit of time, so I'm able to build up again. But then I kind of fail, but it's okay. But at this point, I'm 2 hearts, so I'm 1 tap to him. Luckily, he misses his hit on me, and my teammate does start to attack him. My teammate was shocked when I said that I was going to give him the egg, but instead of finding the egg, I found my pearls in my inventory, and without him even noticing, somehow I pearled away and started to run for the gateway. At this time, I was starting to run out of blocks, which was pretty bad because I needed them for my mace. It was about this moment where I realised I was running, but my teammate was still trying to save me because he's such a good teammate. I got a mace shot, which made him really, really low. So me and my teammate chased him and he almost died. But again, he popped another notch. So that meant that he was pretty much full health again. I went for another mace shot and I actually got it. But since he popped his notch apple, he was pretty high health. But he was still getting scared because we were doing a lot of damage in him. I tried to go for another mace shot, but I did miss and I had to pearl away. I popped a gapple and continued to run. Brave Relic managed to kill Lucid while I was healing up, so I had to run again. But he was using a lot of pearls, and I knew he'd run out of them eventually, so I decided to not use my pearls and just kept running. He was using a lot of pearls here, which meant he would have to not be able to go through the gateway. I did have to use my pearl here, so I popped a gapple and then started to try get to the gateway. But he was very close behind, so I had to just keep trying to build up so I could get another mace shot. I threw another pearl, which I was annoyed about, but it's okay because I do still have a lot. I wasn't sure if I was going to survive, but I kept pearling away and started to build up. And this time I managed to build up successfully. He started using Bottle of Enchanting to heal up his armor, and I tried to use the moment to get away into the end gateway. I had to be quick though, as he seen me, so I had to start building up as fast as I could. And luckily I managed to get away, surviving the end fight. I was looking for end cities, and eventually I even went 15,000 blocks away from 0-0, but I decided I might as well go back and loot some things while I was here. I managed to get 11 elytras. That is the story of how I survived the end fight in the Biscuit SMP. Like and subscribe for more content of the Biscuit SMP. Goodbye.